you've got to be content that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have things crop up on you. Everyone is. Here comes Marine Cabirou, though, a former winner here 2 years ago.
And what a return from Marine.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, she broke her back in Le Tuile with a huge crash, and today
23.9 seconds at the fourth split.
To come back here in France, a location she's won at before. Fabian mentioned that she gave her that pep talk this morning to step into her warrior fighting capabilities. And look at this, she's 23 seconds up already.
Yep, hammering it. Cabirou, 10 UCI World Cup wins to her name. Is going to go into the hot seat by the look of things here. She rounds the wall ride for Canyon Collective. A win earlier this season. Cabirou, 24.5 seconds faster than Bernard. So Camille Balanche closes her eyes. Deep breath. Leaves the start hut in Léger. 1,120 days since her last World Cup win. Will want to put that right today for Yeti Fox, that squad that she signed for.
This is the kind of race where an experienced rider, she's one of the older riders in the field, can put all the mud races she's done in the past to use and know how to approach this thing. She's got to be consistent, smooth, maybe not the fastest in every section, but the most consistent from top to bottom.
7/10 the third split for Camille Balanche. She enters this really, really steep entry into the right-hand berm that's caused so much havoc here over the years. Josh, they have done a load of work on this corner to try and make it slightly more rideable, but it's still absolutely insane through there, isn't it?
It's insane. You can see how much dirt is just being drug up and on top of the track here. She's 0.9 back, and on a course like this with a big off-camber to come, Nico mentioned before this last BMX section, in this mud, in these conditions, it's so hard. You're at the end of your run. She's already 4.5 minutes down, and now she has to pedal and push and fight of these last couple of jumps.
And upwards of 9 kilograms of mud on the bike and the rider themselves. And it changes the whole dynamics of the thing and makes it that bit tougher, Nico, as we see Balanche go round that gap jump.
Yeah, that much tougher, and at the end of the run when she's as exhausted as she's going to be, having to get on the pedals and pump those jumps, it's really tough.
Here comes Camille Balanche then down towards the finish line, exits the wall ride, crosses it and goes second. 1.7 seconds behind Cabirou, so as a marker, that was a good time from Cabirou. Can she increase those numbers today? She won here back in 2021, running that brand new signature kit from Fox Racing as well, Nico. She's hard to miss.
She is. That's the limited edition TS57 gear, and you could have guessed what color it was going to be.
Yeah, it was only ever going to be one color, wasn't it? Tani Seagrave. Rasnik just finishing the lower half of your screen now.
Tani looks clean. Looks like she's on a good run here. 2.2
seconds back, though. It's moved the wrong way for Seagrave. Josh, where did that time go?
Well, I'm curious to see what happened. She did come into that open section, really lost a lot of speed there. I thought she was going for an inside line above the roots and the gloop, but maybe she just got hung up a little bit.
39.6 kilometers an hour through the speed trap, but all of a sudden, Seagrave in trouble here at her home race in Léger.
I think the track is going away in that section for the moment, so this is a very difficult scenario to manage.
And there's still so many clouds around us here in the Haute-Savoie. It's impossible to say what the weather is going to do next, but here comes Tani Seagrave round this new look wall ride. Has she managed to find some time in the last split? Seagrave crosses the line into third place, 3.7 seconds back on Marine Cabirou. Nico, what have we learned from that?
I think there's more time to play in the second half of this track than we may have expected.
How'd you rate her chances today, Josh?
Oh, I think they're fantastic. Nina is one of those athletes that can really turn it on when it counts. She had a crash in qualifying yesterday, so she was quite surprised at how quickly she came down the hill considering. So she's got some time up her sleeve. She's a strong rider. And when the switch is on, there's not many that can beat Nina Hoffman.
Second back at the first split, but a rider this... Her style may suit these conditions, Nico. You know, just opens the knees up, doesn't she? Lets the bike move around naturally anyway. Steve Pete had that UCI World Champs all but one back in 2004. In Léger, different track, of course, 3.5 seconds now. So she's found 2/10. Hoffman. Oh, but goes down. Hoffman off the bike. Hasn't left the track. Will manage to get back on again, but hard to see what happened there, Nico. What happened here?
It looked like she just came into that rut and loaded the bike. There was a big compression in the rut, and when she got rebounded out, the bike just kind of fell over the top of the rut and she washed out.
18.7 seconds back, had that monster crash in Leogang earlier in the year where she went out the top of the wall ride. She's got another wall ride heading her way at the bottom of this track in Léger, 39.6 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. It's looking really, really dicey across that off camber. There's that rut that seems to have widened out as well, and this whole bottom section in the sunlight and becoming really, really unpredictable.
She's fighting to the end here, too. I mean, this could pay off with points for the overall.
Oh, the first athlete to see that we've seen jump all the jumps to the finish.
Yeah,
that bring back a bit of time
That
here.
will count for something. Nina Hoffman, how much will it count for? Crosses the line and goes fifth, 18.2 seconds back. Best performance of the season so far. Yesterday, you'd have to say. She injured her ankle in Val di Sole Trentino, Josh, and thankfully it was just ligament. It wasn't even broken.
Was thankful for sure. We did see her getting stretchered off the track. It was in the upper section, so it's a pretty traumatic experience, and luckily to come out of that just with a slightly injured ankle for the moment.
1.3 seconds back at the first split. Nico Scarzi was super impressive yesterday, wasn't she?
She's not doing any sudden movements to accelerate or slide out, and she's just keeping it going.
We've seen this last section before the Open claim a couple of scalps.
Skates her way through there really, really nicely. Staying nice and light on the pedals, but determined with her inputs. And we are seeing on our screen the booth that last third split was green by half a second. So Scarzi going for that really high entry. Super high there, Nico.
Really high, maybe a little higher than she wanted to. Got stood up a little bit, but just going for that wider line to kind of open up the turn so she can widen the arc and carry more speed around it.
So at the third split, Scarzi was half a second to the good. What is the fourth split going to tell us as she rockets her way down towards the finish line? Oh, she's moved back, Josh. 1.3 seconds back now for the Italian.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of... She maybe got a bit held up in that lower right-hand corner here. She was looking really good through the woods up above. She does have this big start straight to go. We've seen the other athletes starting to jump the jumps, so potentially she can use this to her advantage to finish this run off. It's been a good run so far.
Will definitely be a danger woman next week at the UCI World Championships in Champery. Really, really steep physical track, just as Gloria Scarzi likes them. Today not going to be her day, but there is some time up there at the third split. Heads round the wall right. Here comes Gloria Scarzi of MS Racing, crosses the line and goes into third place. 2.9 seconds. Solid run, Nico.
Yeah, really solid. She'll be happy with that.
Yesterday in qualifying, 1.5 seconds behind the last one at the top of the hill, Valentina Hull.
She's been taking her time up on track this week, definitely paying attention. This is going to be a test for her champion ability here today. We understand her talent. She's proven that she can win, but this does not get any tougher than conditions like this now. The fog seems to have lifted a little.
She is half a second slower at split one, so well in touch here, Hemstreet. She won round 2 and 3, Ludenvale and Leogang earlier in the year, and she did so in the tight technical woods. It was absolutely unstoppable. Things got really, really steep. So, Nico, this may suit her today as we see Valentina Hull warming up at the top. Nico, she's got to push the boat out here a second faster, though, at split 2.
Yeah, she's right where she needs to be. I imagine Valley's going to be hard to beat as well, so she's got to take as much time as she can out of it, and I think she's managing really well the balance of being smooth and fast.
Seeing that sun pop out could be a little mental advantage too. I mean, when it's rainy and foggy, you automatically feel yourself kind of tighten up a little bit. As that sun comes out, it could give her a little boost that she needs.
I'm going to put you both on the spot now. Based on styles and conditions, who are you going for here?
Using every single inch of track. This is where that lighter setup, that stiff setup will help in the slop. She's got to come down and exit this corner well. Gets the high line.
Does nicely there. Doesn't go too high. Oh, just has to
stall in that turn.
Yeah, it just looks like you're really, really risking almost going too high into that corner, and then that's what stands you up in it.
She's back up.
She's back up by 0.2 of a second.
Come on,
Hemstreet on her way towards the hot seat here in Leger.
She's got to hit this section perfect, carry as much speed as she can, because she might lose it being a lighter rider across this flat section.
But we also know one of the best whenever it comes to getting the bike off the ground in the business. Gracie Hemstreet, is she heading towards her third win of the season here in Leger? What a place to take it as well. Really, really neatly done round that first one. Round the second one, still pedaling, no, carrying good speed. Oh, just cases that last one, 0.2 of a second. Is this going to be enough? Is that going to cost her her third win of the season? Gracie Hemstreet crosses the line and goes fastest by a second.
Wow, 1 second up. You could visibly see the speed she carried through the bottom. Open, steep section there. She rode the top so well. There's so much pressure with the current scenario with YT. She's racing for herself. She's racing for the rainbow. She's racing for her future here today. And now she has it all in front of her.
We're still 2 seconds outside of her fastest qualifying time from yesterday, although track conditions very, very changeable between now and then, but whoa, really, really aggressive.
Even more aggressive, as you just said. Like, she's been so consistent this season, but this weekend she's turned a new leaf as far as turning up the pace a little bit and being more aggressive on the bike.
Here we go. She's faster by 1.6 seconds. Valentina Hall.
Whoa, she's just threading the needle through the trees.
Really fast through there.
Feet up through the ruts. That's really tough to do.
That's right, 2.8 into this wood. She gets through the high line there, over the tree roots.
178 beats per minute now in zone 4.
Feet off. We've heard so many riders this week mention how difficult it is to get your feet back into what we saw before was great. She has to hold it on into this lower open woods.
2.8 seconds at the third split. Here we go. High consequence alley through here for Valentina Holt. Where's she going to go? Has to take a foot off the wrong side, gets it back on again, bit of counter steer and gets round the corner. It's getting so chopped up through there now.
If she can get out of this turn and get this road gap nicely, I think she's going to be home free.
One of the first riders we've seen
back.
take the
She's
outside
back.
line.
7/10 of a second back off the time. Off Gracie Hemstreet. Valentina Holt all of a sudden into the red. I didn't see where the mistake was, Nico, but she's in trouble now.
So the deciding factor here is going to be this last jump section. One of the more straightforward parts of the track, but it all comes down to this.
It is all coming down to this, indeed. Valentina Holt, just one more section left through these jumps. Josh, if she can nail all these, she doesn't, she goes round them.
Yeah, we saw Gracie go round him. You can carry a little bit more speed through it, takes the risk out, but she's lost 3.2 seconds.
Is this going to be Valentina Holt's first win of 2025? Or is it going to be Gracie Hemstreet making it a treble? Here comes the Austrian Valentina Holt down the line, crosses it, and goes third, 2.7 seconds slower. Hemstreet wins in Ligier.
Wow, what a performance. Gracie Hemstreet, Marine Cabarrou returns
Shakes her head. Look at the body language from Valentina Holt. Nico, she doesn't understand that she threw everything at that and it wasn't enough.
It's just that last little bit of speed. She's so consistent this year, and it's hard to ride down the track like that, being that consistent with everything to lose. She's the overall leader, the world champion.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm still out of breath. I actually can't believe that. I'm usually not a mud rider, so I'm, pretty proud of myself for this one.
You really pulled it back at the end there. It looked brutal and everyone was really tired towards the end, but how did you just hold on to that?
I felt super slow up top, so I was like, I'd rather just crash and going as hard as I can rather than, bring it back a bit. So, yeah, it was paid off, I guess.
Yeah, it really did. And with those jumps at the bottom as well, really needing that speed, it must have been really brutal just to keep that speed up there.
Yeah, it was really tough. I was like, gonna go for the jumps, and I was like, no, I'm probably faster sprinting in the B line than casing them. So, yeah, that's what I did.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go, there is the results then. Cabarrou, Hole, Balanche, Scarzy. Behind Hemstreet, your winner, Seagrave, has to settle for 6th. Gracie Hemstreet. You have to take your hat off to what this young woman is accomplishing in 2025.
And a kudos to the team.
Yeah,
it's a new team over there. Greg Menard, the whole GC's in there. There's a lot of people that are managing that program, managing the performance. And Gracie is reaping the rewards from that.
And another, of course, Josh, great to see another member of our red-headed community doing it the right way.
I'm mad about it, whatever. Gracie for the win.
Here's what the overall looks like. Hole, 59 points ahead of Hemstreet. Seagrave, Balanche, Cabarrou now into 5th place, but 59 points between the top two.